military rank, 5 years. All right, we will go ahead and call this meeting of the Board of Trustees, the Town of Mancos, to order for April 23rd, 2025. And would we all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. All right, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Cindy Simpson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Nick Werder.
Here.
Trustee David Payton.
Here.
Trustee Nick Manning.
Here.
Trustee Andres Esparza.
Here.
Trustee Daniel Hennig.
Here.
Trustee Corey Jabor. Student Liaison Olivia Jukes. Here.
Thank you. All right, next item on our agenda is approval of the agenda. I would entertain a motion in a second.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, next item is audience business. And I have a little shorter version of the policy to read. All people wishing to address the board shall do so from the podium provided in the boardroom. Comments shall be directed to the Board of Trustees, not the audience. Public comments regarding items not on the agenda shall be limited to 5 minutes per person, and any public comments regarding public hearing items on the agenda will be limited to 3 minutes per person at the time the item comes up on the agenda. No person shall be allowed to speak until recognized by the mayor, and the board will not respond to citizen comments or take any action during audience business. They may instruct staff at the end of the meeting if further action is needed or desired by the majority of the board. All right, so having said that, first person up is Carol Baumgartner from Hospice of Montezuma. No? Oh, okay, she's on the agenda too, right? That's right. Okay.
I never clear whether to sign it or not.
Right, yeah, you might as well. What the heck? Yeah. Okay, then we have Mark Worth. 5 minutes.
Hello. Thanks for giving me time again. How about the press? So on your first page, again, sorry, I apologize. My name is Mark Worth. I live at 750 Road 43. Thank you for taking the time to speak with the board to hear me today, Honorable Mayor and Trustees. On the first page I gave you, the one with all the good colors, it's a little better one than you saw last time. You can see on it the different properties marked out. Up the top in brown there is the property that I own. Where it says Mancos Ditch POD, that's point of diversion. That's where the pipeline starts. Crosses my property, crosses Roy Elder's property, crosses the Robbins Ranch, and the B&B ranches. The 3 black arrows there indicate the locations of the 3 taps that are in this pipeline. There is no 4th tap, and that's important because the easement that was originally signed by the town in 1960 calls out for 2 taps for the property that was owned by Shepherd. The yellow part at the bottom there and the brown part at the top were owned by Shepherd at that time. This is, I'm sorry, not the yellow part, the B&B Ranches part and the brown part. I apologize for that confusion. The red squares surrounding the B&B Ranches indicate that that was property originally owned by Shepherd, and the dotted line, square dots on the upper part indicates that my property was also owned by Shepherd at that time. The next picture is one you haven't seen before. This is the partial that measured the water until our dispute started. And the way it was set up is illustrated in this next drawing. The water came out of the settling ponds and was measured in the measuring box there, which you're seeing the picture of. After that, it flowed down into the pipeline. The picture you saw last week, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, was where that pipeline structure was set up. This is a very straightforward way to accomplish two goals: keeping your pipeline full and being able to measure the water that's going into the pipeline. Without the overflow, the pipeline would back up and the measuring device would be flooded, so you wouldn't be able to measure the water. If you took more water, then if you reduce the amount of water going into the pipeline, at the times when more water is needed at the plant, you'd have to come up here and adjust it. It was common for the town not to come up here for a week at a time. Again, I'm requesting that you consider having a meeting with me or having a meeting with your attorney to talk about a compromise on this that'll work for everybody. We started with the overflow water and what I believe is an obligation of one tap. And I'm happy to work with you if the overflow water is not legally available for you to give me. I would be happy to work with you to find another solution, including helping me out with the maintenance on the road that you drive on. And I'm not talking about rebuilding my road, I'm talking about participating. And putting a fire hydrant on that line, which would protect your watershed. I'd be happy to pay for all the improvements needed. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Mark Stevens, Jody Chapel, I think you guys are on the agenda, so we'll get you later. Kat Dutton, do you have something on the agenda or off the agenda? Off? Okay. All right, come on up and state your name and address for the record, and you've got 5 minutes.
Okay, great, thank you. Catherine Dutton, I live at 645 West Grand Avenue in Memphis. And I was here to talk about the possibility of Memphis becoming a designated dark sky town. I had some handouts, is that okay to hand out? Okay.
Oh, very important.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for this time. We just had started a recent coalition. It just started in February, and it's the Four Corners Dark Sky Partners. And a little bit about myself in my background is my husband and I moved here from Flagstaff, Arizona, which is a northern Arizona town at 7,000 feet, and they were the first international dark sky town to be designated. So I'd been on that coalition as well, so we started a coalition here, and we have been obtaining community members and some other nonprofit stakeholders such as Mesa Verde National Park, Empire Electric, Canyon of the Ancients, Montezuma Land Conservancy, and San Juan Mountains Association so far. Just to go through some attributes to preserve or nurture about Mancos, its rural beauty at the foothills of the mountains and mesas. It has a history of agricultural and tourism economy that complements each other. The surrounding area is tied to indigenous heritage and protected lands. From what I saw, it was voted one of America's most charming towns, voted one of Colorado's friendliest towns. And it has a dynamic, creative, cohesive community, which is what attracted my husband and I to move here in the first place. And it has a commitment to vitality of its economic future while managing growth and staying in alignment with the town's values. And I think that's really important. Part of the town is helping to manage its growth. Mancos' strength, it has strong recreational tourism in the physical, social, and intellectual areas. And it has an opportunity for science tourism, astrotourism, which is becoming a really big phenomenon around the country as many folks are traveling to these areas, these very special areas that have unique value to them to see the stars. And how we want to and could help Mancos is to support an effective plan aligned with the dark sky designation guidelines. We could help increase compliance of existing ordinances by supportive messaging to the town. We could walk around, help take inventory of areas that could use mitigation. We could bridge communication and efforts between Mesa Verde Park, other businesses, and the town residents. Provide public awareness messaging and fund educational events. That's part of the designation, is to have annual educational events, and we'd be happy to organize and support those. And then partner with surrounding towns and parks and tribes and Empire Electric, who's already been working towards this the last 8 to 10 years. As one little light bulb goes out, they've been replacing it with compliant light bulbs. So they've been working at it as well, and they are very supportive of this. And then expand outreach to county residents at some point. We feel that this is a generational opportunity, and it shows leadership. Like, this is a place where if the decision's made to move forward with this would help future generations, not just the here and now, and it would help to protect the beauty of this area that we don't want to lose through massive growth and unplanned growth. We feel that it's a leadership opportunity too. You could lead the county by possibly becoming the first dark sky town. Oh no!
But
Could you
we have
read on?
handouts. So we'll keep reading.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Right, that concludes the list of names on audience business. And our next item is Montezuma County Commission update. Gerald. Good evening.
Thanks for having me. Couple things going on in the county. We had the CEO of Southwest Health Systems in Monday in a workshop discussing the Medicaid situation and stuff. There's been a lot of rumors flying around that was being cut severely, and of course we know that that would tremendously impact our rural hospitals. According to Joe, those bills are being paid and paid on time, so it's not an issue. He's been tickled to death. So, and the Medicare is not going to change at least through this year. right now, the way the situation is, according to what he's been presenting. We also had our representative heard at our meeting yesterday afternoon at 1 o'clock. We had a very low attendance, which surprised me. I figured we would have a whole room full, but we did not. If you want to listen to what he had to say, you can get on YouTube and go listen to what he had to say. We did present some different things to him we thought were critical type issues here in Montezuma County, things that he could help with. Since he's got some placement on the committees for transportation and stuff back there. So tried to talk to him about improvement of that south, from Broadway south down to the M&M, whether that could get improved to 4 lanes instead of the 2 that we have there now. I don't know how many of you go up and down that road, but some days it's solid cars from down there at that love station all the way to the top of the hill. So it's getting to be a real crowded area. Of course, we've had a lot more development down there in the last few years, and that's likely to probably continue. Wouldn't surprise me a bit if we don't get some more down there. So that's some of the things that we brought up. We brought up talking about the NCA and some different things and where he's at with supporting that or not. He's still working through some language on it to make sure we're not missing something. And then he's on board with trying to help us get that thing through. So he's been working with Senator Bennett and him as far as getting some of the stuff done. So, but I was actually really surprised that we didn't have more attendance to that yesterday, that our representative was there and was open to questions from people, and we had very little attendance. So that's about it. Other than we are advertising for a road superintendent. Our road superintendent retired, so we're advertising for that. We're gonna fill that position sometime here in May. So
How's the search for the attorney or assistant attorney?
we have our attorney, but we have a position that's basically takes care of the child welfare cases.
Right.
And that, we haven't had much luck filling that. It's actually like a 3/4 time position, so it's not full time. So we haven't had much luck filling that right now. And it takes a special person to do that. It really does. I mean, seriously, it takes somebody that really likes that type of job, because personally, I wouldn't like it. When you start taking kids away from their parents and getting in the middle of that, it's not a good thing. So I mean, I can understand why it'd be hard for some people to do. But we actually do have some possibilities that we may be able to get some help with him on a part-time basis. It makes it a little tough because our court cases, like with the dollar store and that stuff, is still going on. We got several of those going on with ironwood and everything, and so it takes up a lot of time. You know, and that's the thing, just like with our solar deal, we wanted to make sure that this stuff gets right, because if you don't get it right, your attorney spends all his time chasing after these people to try to make them do what they were supposed to do. And so it's one of those deals where it's a tough deal, and the same way with those child cases. I mean, right now, Stephen, our attorney, is handling that because that's what he was doing before.
Right.
And that's what he was doing before he even came to Montezuma County, because he was down at Shiprock and down on the Navajo Reservation doing the same type of work. So, you know, he actually, I mean, he's one of these guys that actually likes that type of work. So, but he's doing a good job of what he's doing now too. And we just got to get him some help some way. But it's hard when we don't have that. capital to just hire somebody full-time, when it's not really a full-time job either, so.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the update.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, announcements.
I do have a couple, I don't, you have an answer here? You go first.
Starting May 5th, we will, the construction on our 88 intersections will start at Monty and Grand on May 5th, probably at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we'll come east, and it will go probably from the 5th of May, possibly through the end of September.
Cool, thank you for the heads up.
Okay, I have a few.
Okay.
I will be working remotely next week and attending a statewide transportation advisory committee meeting in Denver, trying not to use acronyms.
Nice.
So I will be working, but you won't see me in the office. The mural in Boyle Park should be done sometime this week. And with regard to public art for 2025, Chelsea is going to reach out, Chelsea from the Vegas Creative District is going to reach out to the Journal to do a full article. And she will also make sure that they interview the mayor, and you will have the opportunity to comment. And the RFP for 2025 public art program will be put out in May, and it will close at the end of June. And so she'll give proposals to July, to you all in July, I should say. Is there any objection to that? Or do you want me to put this on the first meeting in May? We need to know that so we can discuss that later on in the agenda when we get to items for the next agenda. So we're thinking about that. And the CML annual conference is June 24th to June 27th. We reserved 4 rooms based on Cindy saying yes, and I think it was Nick, Daniel, and Andre saying maybe. But we're at the point now where we need a yes or no, because we will need to let those rooms go. People are dying for them.
Say the dates one more time.
June 24th to June 27th.
My baby's a no.
Okay,
Yes.
so no for Andres.
And where is it
And
again
Nick
this
and
year?
Daniel, you can, I'm sorry.
It's back in Breckenridge.
In Breckenridge. You can let me know, tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah, I
or
get-
Monday. I just need it in the next couple of days, please. I was not planning on attending because I'm attending Society for Human Resource Management. If the board wishes otherwise, please let me know, and I will attend both. but-
6/23.
The SHRM is the next week.
6/24 through the 27th.
24 to 27. Got it.
I'll get you something by Friday. An answer.
Thank you.
That is,
Perfect. And that is all I have. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anybody on the board? Announcements? Okay. Nothing going on. Okay. So the next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. And so I would entertain a motion to approve and a second.
make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion.
All right, we have a motion in 2 seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on. The consent agenda items, approval of the minutes of April 9, 2025, and the Mancos Valley Chamber report have been approved. And then the next item on the agenda are discussion and action items. And so the first is Hand in Hand LLC liquor license renewal. Jamie?
Yes, so this is just their yearly renewal, they have no violations, Marshall's office is good with it. Their renewal is for, their liquor license and their carry out,
Okay.
where to go.
Okay. Is the applicant here? No? Okay. All right. I would look for a motion and a second unless there's discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Hand in Hand Shop LLC liquor license renewal and authorize the town clerk to submit the renewal application to the Department of Revenue.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the vote?
Mayor Pro Tem Brett McWhirter.
Aye.
Trustee David Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Nick Manning.
Aye.
Trustee Andres Esparza.
Aye.
Trustee Daniel Quinn.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes. Next item is 2025 first round agency contribution follow-up reports and 2025 second round agency contribution applications.
Yes, so we have first the follow-up reports. There are 5 of them that you approved back in that was September. And we cut the checks in January. So they were emailed to come here tonight and give their follow-up report, and then you have 4 new ones on request after. And I've listed them if you want to go in that order.
Perfect, thank you very much. All right, so anybody here from Cancer Resource Alliance of Montezuma and Dolores counties? Come on up, state your name and address, point that microphone right at your mouth, and that way the recording and everything can hear you.
Okay. My name is Sue Tompkins. I live 18619 Highway 145 in Dolores. I am the treasurer of the Cancer Resource Alliance. We have 10 on our board. You generously gave us $1,500, and since January 1st, we have given 8 Mancos resident recipients with cancer our funds. And we also give repeat applicants. So of that 8, 5 are newly diagnosed cancer patients. 3 are those who have received our funds in the past and ask for renewal. And we donate $600 for new patients, $300 for repeat. Depending on our funds year by year, we increase that or decrease it. We just try to manage our funds. So our total outgo for Mancos residents was $3,900 from January 1st to today. The last one was yesterday. So that's all I have unless you have questions.
Any questions? All right.
We appreciate your support.
We
need it.
appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. All right, Community Connections, Inc. Anyone? Going once, going twice. Okay. Hospice of Montezuma.
Feel like I was just here. No, I said I'm happy to talk about hospice anytime. So we received a $1,500 grant from you in January for our bereavement and community support programs. So in addition to our end-of-life care for serving Montezuma and Dolores counties, a little bit of San Miguel, state line to state line, providing end-of-life care, but all of our bereavement and community support activities are provided free of charge to the community. So in the first quarter of 2025, we have provided 79 in-person bereavement visits, 270 bereavement support phone calls, 115 mailings, adding up to 450 hours of bereavement and community support in the first 3 months, and 315 miles of travel. So about 32% of our patient base is in the Mancos area. Any questions? And we just will be having our golf tournament on May 10th and our memorial service in May.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carol. Montezuma Leadership Network. And go ahead and state your name and address for the record and tell us what you've been doing.
All right, Vanessa Malloy, 26273 Highway 184 in Dolores. And I'm the program manager for Montezuma Leadership Network and the program coordinator for our Leadership Montezuma program, which is what you generously gave $1,500 to. Unfortunately, I can't report that we've done anything with that because we haven't opened our application process for the next cohort yet to need the scholarship money. So we will open applications on June 1st, and then we'll start our next cohort in August, and that's when we'll pay out those scholarships. But your support should get us at least 3.5 people, 3 full scholarships and a partial scholarship into the program. So it'll be huge, and we're hoping to have another great, we're just getting more applicants every year, and we're taking them all until we get to the point where it's an unmanageable size. So we hope we have a terrible problem of having to figure out how not to have people in the program. So any questions?
No, I'll just let you know it works.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't say I was good at it. I'm here. Okay, the School Community Youth Collaborative.
Good evening. My name is Megan Bradley, and I live at 1548 Balsam Street in Cortez. And I am the program director for out of school time activities with SCYC. And SCYC received $1,500 from the town of Mancos to support our out of school time programming at Mancos schools for the 2024-2025 school year. And our programming for the school year runs September through April. And this funding specifically went towards Friday field trips. So these trips are a part of our larger effort to provide engaging, equitable, and accessible programming to support students academically, socially, and emotionally, while also assisting working families by providing a safe space for our students to be until 5:30 after school, until parents get off of work. So if you were to pop into, let's say, Mancos Elementary, you'd have to go tomorrow. Tomorrow's our last day, but for this year. But if you were to pop in after school Monday through Thursday, you would see a lot of students excited for Chill Zone. Chill Zone is the beginning of our programming, and it's basically a time for students to unwind between the school day and their clubs. They have a snack, they chat with their friends, they usually play a game and run around, get the wiggles out. And then they choose which club they go to for the day. So we have a lot of options from coding to crafting to nature club, musical theater, a lot of choices. At the secondary, you would see fewer kids. Their chill zone is definitely more chill than the elementary. They tend to just hang out and talk and have a snack. And while we serve fewer secondary students, those are the students we reach through those programs are typically the ones that aren't usually involved in other things like sports and that kind of thing. So we're excited to provide those opportunities for them. They have things like esports, tutoring, art honors, those types of things. So while the Monday through Thursday kind of has this familiar rhythm, Fridays are different because school is not in session. So opportunities for engagement for students are fewer, and that's where our Friday field trips come in. So thanks in part to the generous support from the town of Mancos this year, we were able to provide 7 Friday field trips for students. And on those field trips, we served 116 different Mancos students, grades kindergarten through 12th grade. The field trips that they took from January through April included a watershed lesson with the Mancos Conservation District up at Chicken Creek. They went to Farmington to go roller skating and to the Children's Museum. And they went to off the bench sports in Cortez during the winter. So you can see it's a wide range of opportunities that's provided to students so they can be active, go to new places in our community, learn new skills. And it also allows working parents to be able to work on a Friday. So we are very grateful to our program instructors who plan these wonderful field trips. They are Martha Endress, Kim Russell, and Karisha Small. And they put a lot of time and care into planning each trip to make sure that they spark joy and creativity for the students and provide great learning opportunities for them. And these enrichment opportunities support our larger mission of fostering positive childhood experiences and connection to caring adults. And we've heard from the program instructors that they see frequently these field trip attendees, demonstrating engagement in the pro-social activities that are offered to them. There's opportunities to strengthen communication and collaboration skills. And then they gain exposure to experiences that enhance their social emotional learning, self-esteem. And they've shared that a lot of these students that go on the field trips are oftentimes not able to do those types of activities with their families, whether it's due to financial constraints or time constraints, what have you. So it's exciting to see. So yes, SUIC is very grateful to you for your support to help us provide some of those extra opportunities on Fridays and reduce the barriers to participation. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
any
you.
questions? Yes. Okay. How many kids roughly are there on Fridays for the activity?
It depends on the trip because sometimes the trip itself kind of limits how many students can participate in the activity. Usually they try to fill the bus, so about 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
We do, like, our average daily attendance Monday through Friday is about 100 students.
Okay. Wow. Awesome.
Any
Thank you.
questions?
Oh,
Thank you.
I think we're good. Thank you.
you.
All right. Yeah, those are big numbers. All right. Thank you all very much. And we, as Jamie mentioned, we received 4 agency contribution requests for the second round of 2025 cycle. And there's we have $7,500 in the proposed line item after the first round distributions. And our current requests, the 4 agency requests total $6,000. And so we have that summary attached. So I'm just going to run down the list, and if you have a representative here, come on up, state your name and address for the record, and just kind of give us a short 2 to 3 minute presentation. We've read your materials, we got them in advance, and so just kind of put a face to the group and let us know what you're up to and what you need the money for. Let's see, let's go ahead and start with Make Us Common Press. You're up.
Hello, my name is Jody Chappell, and my address is 45256 Road J.8, and I am the program director for the Make Us Common Press. And we moved into the Make Us Commons almost a year ago, and since then we've been really ramping up our programming. I think even this year we have done as many classes as we did all of last year. But so our request for $1,500 is to boost our community engagement through low cost or free programming. That's really our scholarship program, and we give scholarships for every class, full or partial class requests that people make. And then we have a youth scholarship program. So when we have visiting youth groups in K-12, even to college, I had 20 college students in this week, we give them a reduced rates for the activities that we lead and then the place rental. Another area that we want to really boost up is widening that to the community, like free print nights, where it can be a family affair, bring your kids in, we can hire our members to run activities with them all around printing. So it's really a way for us to scholarship both for individual classes, youth groups, and community engagement. Any questions?
No. Thank you very much, Jody.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Make Us Trails Group. Oh, yeah, there we go.
She's gonna run the computer.
Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Don Hoffheinz, current chair of Make Us Trails Group. I appreciate the town's support on past projects. We're implementing the Trails Master Plan, 2 different priorities that were in that plan. You can go ahead. So just to give a little background for folks that may not know, in 2012, we have a software issue. I don't know why.
Oh, it just wants us
The
to
TV.
update.
Oh,
No. Not at this time. Please stand by. There we go.
So in 2012, the Town of Mackinac Trustees adopted a Trails Master Plan. And that called for a Friends of the Trail style group to help implement the improvements outlined in that Trails Master Plan. The Trails group followed up with establishment in 2017. We're an all-volunteer nonprofit. We do go through Mackinac Valley Resources as our fiscal agent. Our mission is to promote trail stewardship, develop and maintain sustainable trails, and promote positive trail interactions among all trail users in the scenic Mackinac Valley. When we started in 2017, we worked with the Forest Service and adopted the Mackinac Spur, which goes on the right-hand side of the green is the Colorado Trail near Kennebec Pass. Comes all the way down through Bear Creek, over Shark's Tooth, down the West Mancos River to Transfer Campground, and then down Chicken Creek to Jackson Reservoir. We maintain portions of that 23 miles every year, and we, since the last 4 years, we put in over 1,600 hours volunteering. Okay. The town of Mancos, when the first project that we did, we helped on the Cottonwood Park gravel trails. Also, more recently, we worked with the school system, the town, creating the town trail, the 3 town trails between the parks. We put in over 300 hours of time for that.
And Don, those are the ones with the little footprints.
The
and stuff,
footprints,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to start that up again to do some refreshment starting this fall. In 2021, the Forest Service came to us and said, hey, we just approved 13 miles of trails out in this Chicken Creek area. And we had been working with them prior to that. But they wanted us to build and maintain those trails. So in 2 years, primarily funding from the Forest Service to hire the Southwest Colorado, Southwest Conservation Corps, finished those 13 miles. We put in over 2,000 volunteer hours there. And the next one, Aqueduct. In 2 weeks after the first request, the BLM came to us and said, hey, we just approved 12 miles out at Aqueduct. We would like you to build and maintain those trails. So we spent about 3 years doing that, and we put in over 5,000 hours on Aqueduct so far. I won't go through the numbers here. The independent sector is an agency that gives the value of time. Federal agencies use those, and privates and so forth. But in the last 4 years, you can see that we've had a lot of value and a lot of hours that we put in to trails around the area. Okay. So we also helped with the pavilion out of the Aqueduct Trailhead. We got a grant from the LOR Foundation to construct that pavilion. Go ahead. And again. And one of the things that we did out there is we also constructed a pad so that we could have a porta potty put out there. So last year, the BLM funded a porta potty lease, and go ahead. This year, they don't have the money.
Oh, no.
So go ahead. So our application to the town, go ahead, is it would cost about $200 a month, 7 months out there, move in, move out cost, fees with Mackinac Valley Resources. So it's a little over $1,500 is what it would cost us to do that. Go ahead. We thank you for your consideration on this. We hope that we can get something put up out there and keep it clean. Questions?
Oh, that was great.
I will add, if you don't mind, the Forest Service has since come to us as well and said, we need funds for porta potties at Chicken Creek. I understand that we can only put in for one of the applications each year, but if anybody knows of other funding sources that we might get for Chicken Creek porta potty. We'd appreciate hearing about that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's hilarious. Okay, and Make Us United?
Hello, my name's Dodie Shepherd. I am at 535 West Grand, and I am on the board of Make Us United, and I'm here today in my capacity as the chair of the Basic Needs Committee, which is one of our 3 programs that we run there at Make Us United. So at Basic Needs, essentially what we do is we stand in the gap between community resources that exist that either people who live, learn, and work in Memphis are not aware of, or that they might be applicable for or qualify for, or those funds have been expended already and there is no other way to help these families that have basic needs, anything from eyeglasses to tutoring to food to sometimes shelter, sometimes transportation, like to fix somebody's car so they can continue to get to work. Things like that. We do a lot of matchmaking with other resources that exist in the community, and sometimes when we need to, we support with direct funding to help pay down someone's electric bill or what have you. So that's what the funds would be used for. They could be used for funding scholarships to our summer hub. We have 70 kids enrolled this summer. Any other, we've also worked with Nimbus to provide internet for a couple of families that needed that. Most of the requests come through the school. And so anyway, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Make Us Creative District.
Good evening, and thank you for your time. Very quick history. A couple of years ago, my fellow writer in town, Lisa Taylor, and myself started a writers' conference at our renovated barn, a little bit out of town, a private conference for writers. We had 30 writers come for 3 days and learn about writing fiction, nonfiction, memoirs. This year, the Writers' Conference is coming under the auspices of the Memphis Creative District. And we are moving the whole conference downtown to the Memphis Commons building, and which is great to be part of that organization. In developing this year's plan, I've always wanted to put on a festival, a literary festival for readers, for people to come and enjoy and learn from vising authors. And I bounced the idea off the district. The district gave the go-ahead, the creative district did, to plan for a literary festival, which we're getting ready for Saturday, July 12th. It's a full-day festival. We have 48 authors committed to coming to Memphis on their own dime to spend the day giving individual presentations and to sit on panels. The panels will be held at the Memphis Community Center and at the library throughout the day. We'll finish with 2 featured speakers, one at Fenceline Cider, one at the Memphis Opera House later on in the evening. We've had terrific cooperation with all the businesses downtown in terms of serving as venues for our individual presentations. Fenceline Cider, Kilgore, Painted Turtle, El Rio Cantina, the Boathouse. Memphis Commons will serve as a venue for youth workshops. Columbine, Moondog, not Moondog itself, we're going to use the empty building next to the Artisan Center for kind of a welcome center for all the festival attendees. Memphis Public Library will also be the site for the one of the panels. Again, these panels will run all day. I'm probably overlooking one venue, but I hope not. We have visiting authors from the region. We have visiting authors from Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, all coming in on their own dime because they want to be part of the festival. Our request for some money, because we have no budget for this heading in, is to help with signage to direct visitors around, lanyards for visiting attendees so that they know they're part of this, hand out maps. We want to provide food and drink for volunteers and the presenters, perhaps a little green room in the Opera House somewhere for our presenters. Renting a PA system for the panels at the community center and at the library. And we need to underwrite one night at the motel for one of our featured speakers. That's the sole cost that we're rolling out to help entice him here. So we hope it's a really fun day around authors and just getting a chance to learn about publishing or anything to do with writing.
Nice. Any questions for Mark?
Super cool. Yeah. Thanks for
Thank you.
I mean, I know you have a list, but
Yes.
is that like on a poster? Is it on your website?
It's on our website already.
Website.
If you follow the link from the Mancos Creative District to the Mancos Writers Conference, there's a sub-tab of all the, in fact, you can see all 48 book covers, 46 right now. We're not revealing the 2 featured speakers yet. 46 book covers. You'll get a real idea for sheer variety of authors that are coming in. And we will have bookmarks. We're making up little bookmarks that have each author listed on the back of the bookmark. The festival poster will have all the names of all the venues and things like that. So
That's really exciting. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. We've heard from all of the groups. Thank you for the updates to the first group of people, and thank you for the information from the second group of folks. Any discussion, comments from staff?
No, just as a reminder, if you have $7,500 left in that line item, $6,000 in requests.
Yeah. And a $1,500 cap, right? Maximum.
Right, that's
Yeah.
the max that is allowed
Per
position.
Yeah. Okay. Any comments, questions, concerns, discussion? Okay. Will the clerk please call the vote?
You gotta get a
Or-
motion.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm
should-
just rushing it.
Should we also remind them,
Yeah.
don't we have our rule that if we don't get the after report,
I
we're
was
not
just
eligible?
gonna say
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I also, whatever, after your discussion, whatever motion chooses to be made, I do think, to be fair and completely transparent, in that motion, you need to indicate that community connections did not show up for the follow-up report.
Mhm.
Then it's in the public record, it's in the minutes, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that way, if you get an application, we're sorry.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
will also be sending them, because Jamie sent everybody the emails to say, hey, we need
Yeah.
you. We will also be sending them, well, we're sorry, you didn't show us, so you're no longer eligible. I think it's a year, I'll have to look, I don't know if it's just the next round, or if it's a full year.
I think it said a year.
It's a year.
Whatever motion you all choose, please make that comment that they did not show up, so they are not eligible.
I did hear someone pulled me aside last week at a coffee shop. It was one of the agencies receiving contributions. I won't name names, but they said, it was difficult for such a small grant to honor that request. And they broke down the numbers for me as took a few hours for them to put together the packet, took time for them to come to this, and they're being paid on an hourly basis. And that by the time he looked at the numbers, about 33% of the 1,500 was spent just getting the numbers and being here and getting things together in order to get the grant. And so I just want to throw that out to everybody too, that it took about $500 to get the $1,500 in this person's eyes. So just throwing that out there as feedback that I got.
Well, what I would say for those members who weren't here when the program started, this is your program. So if you want to change anything, let me know, we'll put it on a workshop or an agenda or whatever, and completely up to you. You have 100% discretion in this item. And there's only a couple of those, so feel free to exercise that discretion. Just so you all know, for the new board members, you're welcome to do whatever you want to do with this program.
Thank you.
I don't know that I want to change it. I just want to throw that out there.
And I think that's bold.
Well, yeah, I think we got 4 people here in the audience that probably disagree that it costs them $500 to come and just tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
That's all we really ask for, I think. Or that's,
It doesn't
the previous
need to
board
be
put this in place.
full presentation or
I'm just a
anything.
messenger.
Oh, I'm not shooting the messenger.
I'm super neutral.
But in the past, the reason we put that in, and I'll give the history here. The reason we'd done that.
Oh, hey, hang on.
The reason we had done that previously is we had questions previously for other applicants when we give these out, and we would never have people show up to them, to the meetings to talk about and to ask questions. So we put that there as we need to be able to speak to the applicants, and we also need an after action item so that we know how the money is being spent. So that's why we had done it in the first place. And I'm sorry, but that to me seems like a bunch of complaining over a lot of nothing.
Well, I'll spend $500 to make 1,000 all day long. Where can I do that over and over again?
I mean, I think it's important to know for transparency purposes where the tax dollars are going and to get that report back as well.
Yeah. All right.
So poo.
This time I'll try to do it right. I would entertain a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion to approve all 4 applicants for the full amount of $6,000. And also note that we did not receive a after action from Community Connections, which will preclude them for 1 year from applying for small agency contributions.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the vote?
Mayor Pro Tem Brett McWhirter.
Aye.
Trustee David Payton.
Aye.
Trustee McManus.
Aye.
Trustee Andres Esparza.
Aye.
Trustee Daniel Hunter.
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
So checks will be mailed, applicants will get letters in the mail officially, and then checks will be mailed to you first.
Okay. Keep an eye on your mailbox.
The check. Is it coming to us personally? Can we give like the agency address? It goes to the information.
Yeah.
Don't be serious. Yeah, we'll send it to the information.
Good question. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm coming in next time. All right. So moving along, we have our next item is the first quarter 2025 work plan update. Thank you all very much. If you want to escape now, you can. If you want to stay, please stay.
It's really exciting if you want to stay for it.
Yeah.
And we'll just.
Yeah.
That's why we make show up to us.
At least twice a year.
At least twice a year. Piss them off and send them money.
Yeah.
So I just don't know if anybody has any questions. Staff updated our 2025 work plan, which you all approved. We've updated it with where we are in the first quarter. And I'm going to continue to include the reference back to the existing comp plan when the new comp plan changes will go ahead.
I know Jason's not here, but I did have a question on that part. One of the things on there was to develop the business expansion and retention plan for the town. And it says very low response rate. So perhaps we maybe want to change the priority of that to a lower priority so that it's not.
I would maybe ask you to wait.
Okay.
When we get to the board retreat discussion and you all set that, I want to bring excuse me, some information from each department.
Okay.
So, and I don't want to rush it to him in a public meeting. I haven't spoken to any
Right.
department, but I'm going to be asking each department head, hey, can you provide this data for their department? Because I think in the retreat, it may then filter down to a 2026 work plan. So, can we hold the retreat and maybe see the second quarter work?
That's fine. I just saw that note in there, so.
Is that okay with
That's fine. I saw the note in there, so I wanted to make sure that was fine. And then the only other question I had was under the grant research and writing for the town projects. It goes over onto page 10 of the work plan. NRCS is on there. Is NRCS still operating?
No, they're not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
This was first quarter, so this includes January to the end of
Okay.
And that'll be something else I think that we're going to need to talk about.
Okay.
Can you just expand the acronym since we didn't have that input?
Natural resource
Conservation.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Todd.
That was
Just-
the bottom line, so we're having to explore other options.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
I just saw that and I went, wait, I don't think that they're here anymore, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not here, but at one point, we had 50 grants that he had a list for a specific project, and of those 50 grant opportunities, we're down to, I think, less than 5. So depending on how the retreat goes, that may be something else that we, after meeting with the department heads, I may be coming to you and say, it's so important, my items. You know, so,
Yeah.
it's, any other questions or information? Any follow-up information? Anything you want me to bring back to a future meeting? Anything?
I thought it looked really good.
Mhm.
Y'all are busy.
Yes, and this was just over winter, so we'll hit the ground and we've already told what's up. But yeah, so you'll see this again.
Okay. All right. Next item up is board retreat discussion.
And do you want to schedule a spring retreat? You always have one in the fall. But do you want to schedule a spring retreat? And if you do, we need to start thinking about dates and that kind of thing. And items you would like to discuss.
So I guess first off, do we want one?
I would say
Daniel?
yes.
Oh,
Sorry, if you want to go next.
Daniel?
I would say yes. I mean, there's always so much to work on, and we have limited time, so I think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah, it's like a 3 to 4 hour, kind of similar to the falls.
Yeah.
Right size. Yeah, have to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Olivia? You up for it?
You usually do those on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They start at 8 or 9, depending on.
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
You don't want me here at 8, trust me.
And town provides breakfast. On the few occasions we have gone past 1 o'clock, we will also provide lunch. And I will say once during my time, we provide dinner. I'm gonna thank you guys not to provide.
No.
We draw the
If we
line.
need to, so, do you want to set a date now? I don't know if everybody has a calendar, or do you want to look at your calendars and set it down? Okay?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
let's
seeing
do
for
it.
some of you. Do you, I only have a work calendar, I do not have a holiday calendar on here, so we can do it as early as May 17th or the 24th.
Memorial Day
24th is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So we can do it the 17th or the 31st.
Say the 17th, I have a soccer game in the morning. I can't do. I'm coaching.
Or we can go into June.
What about the 31st?
31st, I'm fine.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's fine with me.
I'm looking good.
David?
I think so.
Yeah, think it'll work. Okay, so let's
Going
shoot
once?
for the,
Yeah, so
Huh?
Corey's the only one.
yeah,
twice.
going once, going twice.
Sold. There we go.
The 31st it is, 9 a.m.
Yes.
No earlier than 9 a.m.
None earlier than 9 a.m. And I would ask then, because, of course, I always have items, but this is your retreat, so if there's something specific you all want to talk about, could you give me that information by May 21st?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
If I don't hear from you, then Cindy and Brent and I will make an agenda. But
Yeah, right. Yeah.
so if you all could just email me your agenda items by May 21st, that would be great. And then you can bring whatever information you need, either email it to me and I'll put it in a packet. We don't generally make a packet for a retreat, but we do have to post an agenda.
Yeah.
And this is similar to a workshop where it's discussion only, no decisions are made, and no public comment or participation.
Yeah. one of the ideas that I had, because this is always super fun at work in our leadership classes, is I don't know if y'all have heard of the DISC. I know you probably have because you do leadership classes. You've done the DISC. What it is I would propose that we would take this. It's a behavioral assessment. It shows our preferred behavioral style, especially when we're under stress. And I think that it would be a really cool thing for us to all know each other in that capacity because we do come under a lot of stress sometimes. And I think it's very educational about, how we can help each other get through any kind of stress that we're going through as a town and all that. The other additional idea I had to that, if we want to do it, then and I would go through and like explain it and
You
other
facilitate it?
Yeah, I'd facilitate that part, and have some fun ideas about that, and then potentially if Heather would be okay with it, having the department heads also do it. It would be, I think, informative for them. They
Together with ours or separate?
it could be separate, yeah, and then that way, it's kind of a fun thing to know about people and how to better communicate with people, how to be more effective and efficient in communications, and I just thought it'd be a fun, informational, helpful thing for us here as well as at our regular jobs and our families. So if you guys are up for it.
Your idea of fun is weird.
I never said I wasn't a nerd. Okay, cool. All right, well, yay.
So what I can do is do the research for the disc, find the official disc.
Yeah, and I can help with that.
And then I don't know, I'm assuming we have to set up on the website and get links and that kind of thing. So and then if I can do that sooner rather than later, if you all can take that by May 21st, then that also we can bring that. We can however you want.
And I think it takes like 15, 20 minutes maybe. You're just answering questions.
It's high impact for the amount of time you have to put in on
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so yes.
Cool. All right. Neat. Anybody else have something off the top of their head that they want to make sure we do at the retreat? Or do you want some time to think about it?
Let's think about it.
Think about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll email our stuff.
Okay. All right.
Do not reply to all, send it to Solly.
Sorry, what?
Do not reply to all or send it to the entire.
Oh, yeah.
Because the agenda will be the public record.
It's not a discussion.
Right.
And if we create a packet, that will be posted, but we don't usually, it's just so. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool.
So May 31st at 9 a.m., I will send a meeting request to you all. And I'm gonna go from 9 to noon.
Okay.
Just know that we run over. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, and
All right.
we'll provide breakfast.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay, all right. Then we'll move along to items for the May 2025 meeting. Workshop, sales tax public outreach, workshop.
Or are you happy with sales tax?
I would like to discuss that.
Art or sales
Art.
tax? Okay.
Okay. So I will let her know. Is there consensus on it?
I would like to, the reasoning for me, like wanting to discuss it before we go to an RFP is that last year I was not happy with the fact that we were only given one artist when we distinctly asked for multiple. And they had already chosen an artist and brought us just variations on that artist. When we had asked for multiple bids, and then we would help choose what we were gonna do. So I think we need to bring that in a little bit and tighten that up. And that was something that we had discussed last year of possibly doing before we went to a bid again.
Yeah, because I thought that was in the protocols or whatever we wanted, guidelines that we wrote up, that they would review all the different artists' submissions and then get them all to us with their recommendations, and then we would make the final decision. Now, as we know, sometimes you get no bids and sometimes you get one, but I think that, yeah, it's a really, really good point, because we're the ones that need to be transparent about how we're spending money if we do. So, yeah, thank you.
So I will ask Chelsea to hold off on publishing the RFP, and let her know that you guys will be discussing this at the workshop. Do not be surprised if she comes so she can hear your discussion, because she's writing up that project. So
yeah,
we do want to make sure she gets all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let her know to hold off on publishing the RFP,
Yeah.
and you guys are going to discuss it. Okay.
And also, we appreciate them doing all the heavy lifting on that, because it's so nice to do it this way.
Okay.
All right. So with only a half an hour now for our workshops, probably exchange the, we'll talk about art and we'll do tax some other time.
And that was just, the public outreach was just, hey, here's some examples and here's some ideas, like official, now that we know exactly what direction we're going in. So we have plenty of time for that when we do this.
Yeah. Okay. And then there would be the consent agenda, which at least at this point is the April 23 minutes, committee update reports, and then the next item is the 2025 first quarter financial update, and Boyle Park update. Anything else that y'all want to see on the agenda? Okay, all right, I think that's it. Okay, now, the next item on our agenda is, do we have that paper for the exec session?
It's not in that drawer.
Not in mine.
Everybody check the drawers.
No. Yeah, check the drawers. No.
Let me go print it for you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, let's do this then. We are gonna go into executive session, so you can stay for us to make the motion. We have to use specific wording, or you can leave right now if you want to. And then once we do the executive session, we'll come back out into public meeting and then decide if we need any kind of action on whatever it is we're talking about. So let's go ahead, we'll take like a 5-minute break, give Heather time to print it and not have to run. So at 7:10, everybody be back at 7:15 if you go somewhere.
Hey, Justin. I think they did something to our trash can to make it not close anymore, so they don't have to get out to open them.
Oh, and it says, is your waste manager? It says they've messed up with the commercial on that.
No, the one at home, my home one.
Oh, your home one? So, that ball bearing, I knew it was a problem.
Your Bearfoot one already? Oh, man.
Yeah, and then some of the commercial ones, when they go to dump them, the lids they've already been.
Yeah.
So they're going through learning, just like everybody else.
Yeah, it doesn't latch anymore already.
The other thing that I've heard about on those is when the latch bins, like when they're dumping it, if you get part of the material in there, it'll bend those latches. And then as soon as the latches bend.
Yeah, it doesn't latch at all.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Wow.
All it took. for it to not work.
Just in time for bear season.
You know?
I use Countryside,
I have Countryside for work.
and it's still working.
Just saying.
It must be really labor intensive for them, because they have to literally like.
That's what they were doing for waste management too. They got out every time, unlatched it, they had a guy get out, unlatch it, and then lift it up to do the thing, and then,
Jeez.
because I wanted to see how
Thank
they
you, Don.
did it.
Hi, Don.
Thank you. I wanted to see how they did it the first time that we got the new one, so
Yeah.
I waited, and I was watching,
You watched?
and the guy got out, and I was like, well, that's anticlimactic.
Yeah.
He got out and went,
You and your house of binoculars.
yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I've noticed is not only does it work, it works really well. I can't overfill my trash dumpster.
Our day's off to a great start. He's stoked.
Okay, so, Jamie, correct me, the recording is still recording? Okay, and it'll do that until we are in the executive session. Yeah.
I'm just here to turn on the recording.
Right. Just hanging around.
I was talking to you about the grant before you. Would changing it to maybe not having those. That would
Yeah. Pass this down.
But
yeah, because I think it was
that's what we did. Where you're.
yeah. That would be give us all the data. Just
That's the foyer, that's the.
Is this the office?
Yeah, it's open.
That is beautiful. That's really
The,
cool.
the invincible. The invincible.
No, that was the.
No, that was the door.
It's great. Looks sharp.
Oh, that's really nice. Where's that one from? Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
The marshal staff. We worked on.
No.
Warrior all.
Yes, I think we do need.
Yeah.
So, when they do your posture, we made it like that. With the flood over there, we were able to do a few changes before the opening. So I had a little more in the old grant to make it.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Thank you for doing that. That's neat.
I complained. The office for the Aspen furniture will use that for the contracts.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then I think what we're gonna do with the door, well, is what we're gonna do. We're gonna epoxy it and make it a table for different pamphlets and stuff.
Nice.
Sweet.
Instead of a pin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'll look great.
We don't look great.
Yeah, I'm the one doing it.
Oh, you're doing the epoxy? Nice.
Oh, well, that whole, we've done a lot of sweat equity over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it looking like in terms of being able to get in there? Because I know initially it was like, okay, so that's better than what we initially thought, which was like way in the fall. Yeah.
We don't want to.
What's that?
I said, we don't want to.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
true. I need to close my mouth on that. Okay, before we do the executive session thing, I just wanted to thank Daniel because I believe you donated at a greatly reduced price a couple pieces of furniture and maybe some of them for free. So thank you very much for doing that and helping out with our marshal's office.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for the marshal's office.
Well, and then Brad picked up a nice piece too.
Oh, all right. So, getting back to business, because our break is over, I would now entertain a motion to enter executive session.
I make a motion to go into executive session to determine position relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, develop strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators under CRS section 24-6402, parentheses 4, parentheses E, with regard to the community intervention program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the vote?
Mayor Pro Tem Brett McWhirter.
Aye.
Trustee David Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Nick Mullen.
Aye.
Trustee Andres Esparza.
Aye.
Trustee Daniel.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. We will go into executive session.